everyone, this is Kelly with the Ripple Effect. How you all doing today? Well, I have a lot to go over with in this session today. I just wanted to let you know that we were going to talk about statistics today. We're going to talk about the effects of poverty. We're going to talk about psychology of it and everything. So if you want to log on and just introduce yourself, tell me who you are and everything. I'll try to say hi as I know you're coming in. So anyways, here we go. Let me see here. Oh, okay. I got some viewers here. I got Carlson, Vinjoy, Fran. So I got some live viewers. That's great. Thank you. All right. So here we go. I'm going to talk about, first of all, I went to a place on the internet called the National Alliance of Homelessness. Okay. And basically I came up with some statistics here. And the statistics I came up with are, we have quite the epidemic of homelessness in our United States. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I thought we had a lot of homeless people, but this is really, really sad in comparison, I mean, to other countries that, I mean, I think more other countries like Europe, they take care of their homeless more than we do. I don't know. I'm going to actually look up the statistics for Europe too. But at any rate, I just thought I would go over some statistics. And I see Matt joined us, Mark joined us. Who else here? Let's see here. Donnie Garner joined us. All right. So, anyway, I'm going to see if that can go back down here. I don't know. It's kind of in my way. Anyways, so here we go. So the national statistics we have here, the National Alliance of Homelessness states there are 633,782 people experiencing homelessness on any given night in the United States. Of those 633,782 people, 22.1% of them are children, and that equals out to be 142,168 children out there that are homeless on the streets, have nowhere to go. So there are also veterans out there. There's about 13% of the statistics are veterans. That leaves about 62,619 veterans out there alone that are out there and have nowhere to go, no place to go whatsoever. And then there are the disabled and unable to work. Of that entire amount of 633,782 people, 269,991 of them, over 42.6% of disabled and unable to work, people that are unable to work and disabled. That is an eyebrow raising moment for me. I just cannot believe that. So I want to say something here. The ripple effect, what is it? I don't know if you all have joined me for the other two shows that I've done, but we want to make an impact on the world. We want to make an impact on people, period. Whether they're homeless, whether they're veterans, whatever it is, we want to make an impact. And it's really heart-wrenching to see that people actually have to go through this. That there are people out there. I have a warm bed I can sleep in at night, and there's people out there on the streets, don't have a place to go. The shelters are all overridden. It's really, really heart-wrenching. It tears my heart out to see that so many people are in need, and there's nothing that I can do about it for everybody that's out there. But if we do something, each and every one of us do something, we can help with this epidemic. I read you statistics on that, and for the people who are just now joining me, 633,782 people are homeless on any given night in the United States of America. That is very troubling to me. Now, I read another place at the homeless poverty statistics that the number of homeless people in the United States are 1,750,000 people. And I have to say, that is very, very, very disturbing to me. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over homeless poverty statistics with you. And the statistics part is kind of going to be a little boring, so I can understand if y'all aren't on live with me for this part, but I think it's important that you know. I think it's important that you know the average monthly income of a homeless individual is $348. Can any of us really live on $348 a month? I don't think so. I don't think anybody can live on $348 a month. I know I certainly can't. Percentage of our homeless that do not get enough to eat daily is about 28%. Okay? Percentage of homeless that did paid work during the past month is about 44%. The percentage of homeless that have problems with alcohol, drug abuse, or mental illness is 66%. Oh, my word. Imagine if we could just combat that alone. The drug abuse, the mental illness, the alcoholism. Imagine if we could just do something about that alone. That would take a lot of people off the streets, The percentage of homeless persons that have been sexually assaulted is 7%. But 7% still, that's ridiculous to me. Nobody should be sexually assaulted. The percentage of homeless that have been homeless for more than 2 years is 30%. Could you imagine living on the streets for 2 years? To me, I don't know. I really don't know how I would even cope if I had to live on the streets. I mean, I was homeless temporarily, but I wasn't on the streets, and I did have somewhere to go. I just was without a home. But I could never survive on the streets. I don't know how they do it. Percentage of homeless women that are unaccompanied, that have no partner, that are homeless, that's 40%. 40% people, women out there alone, all alone, no partner, nobody to help them, and some are actually being prostituted because they have no other way of making money or something like that. This is ridiculous. The percentage of homeless women claimed to have been abused within the past year, 25%. The percentage of homeless women who claim domestic abuse as the reason for their homelessness, 22%. The percentage of homeless population that are veterans. Now, this is very, very surprising to me because the United States of America, our veterans fought for our country, number one. There should be no reason why any of our veterans should be on the streets, ever. And there's 40% out there, according to the statistics, of veterans on the streets that fought for our freedoms. And that's ridiculous. I think that number should go way down to 0. 0 veterans should be out on the streets. They should have a place for them. I don't care what our government has to do, what our states have to do. They should have a place for these people. For anybody that's homeless, really. We should be able to take care of this. I mean, it takes one person to start something. One person. Percentage of homeless persons who are employed, and I don't understand this. They're employed, 25% of them are employed, but they're still homeless. And I think maybe that has something to do with the fact that the jobs, they're just not making enough to pay their rent. They're not making enough to pay their bills. I mean, it takes 2 people nowadays to pay your rent and your bills and get your food and all that. It takes a lot of work. I mean, America, the home of the free, the home of the brave, I don't know. We're free here, but it doesn't seem like we're free because nothing is free. And if you think, or anybody thinks that that something's free, that's just terrible. I'm sorry I'm moving around, but it's just really, really bright, and I'm trying to get, there I go, that's better. I just don't, everything in this office is bright during the day, so, but I wanted to thank you all for coming in and joining us today. I want to go over some statistics with you. I know that some of you don't really know me, so I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Kelly Jo Taylor. I live in Maryland. I just moved here in November. I live in Whitehall, Maryland. It is my passion to take care of people, to help people through things, and to understand what people are going through. And I created the ripple effect because I do believe that it takes just one person to cause a ripple effect that can go across our entire globe, and we can do something about it. And I know yesterday we talked a lot about what we can do, what we can start to do, and things like that. So I'm really just going to go over some things with you today. And I know some of that statistics is boring to you and everything, but I really think you should know that a lot of our people that are out there that are homeless are children, veterans, and women. It's terrible, people. I mean, this is what we go through. This is what happens. I don't get it. If any of you want to introduce yourself and talk to me, you can. It's I don't know how to get this thing off. I actually put it on here and I don't know how to get it off. It's on the screen. I clicked that little to see who's actually there. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. I don't have to that's good. That's better. Okay, so now it's showing me who's all joining. That's great. Thank you, guys. So, Matt, glad you can join us today. I'm so glad and happy to have you here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Carlson. Oh, that is just wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So, I want to go over these statistics, the rest of them. So, I'm just going to do this really quick so we can get this out of the way, because this is the most boring thing. Is to go over statistics, but we have to know as individuals if we're going to start doing things for people, and we got to know what we're up against, right, guys? So we just really have to know what we're up against. So I'm going to tell you what we're up against. So if I'm not looking in the camera, it's because I'm looking at the computer, because I couldn't print out today for some reason. My printer's all jammed up, so I'm going to just look off the computer and read the rest of these statistics to you. So if I don't see you, your name come up and scrolling and everything, it's because I'm looking at the computer. But I will check to see who's joining our broadcast today. So at any rate, oh, hello, Barbara. Thank you for joining us today. We're just going over some statistics with the homelessness and everything. So I do thank you for joining. And here we go. So I'm gonna finish the last thing that I said. It was about the veterans, and as you know, there's 40% of the population of our homeless are veterans, and there's no way that should ever happen. A veteran fought for our country, like I said. There is no way that we should have veterans out on the street, let alone anybody else being out on the street. But it's just very apparent to me that this is an epidemic. So 40% of our people that are on the streets are veterans. There's also 25% of our people that are on the streets they're actually employed. But you see, just because they're employed doesn't mean they have a home, because not everybody can afford to have a home, because not everybody gets paid as much, Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me, Pasculata. I can't say your name again. I wish I can say that name. So what are we going to do about this? I mean, I'm looking at these statistics. The number of Americans who now live in hunger or on the edge of hunger, and we were talking about hunger yesterday. We were talking about how many people are hungry, are 31,000 Americans. Oh, nope. I'm sorry. Scratch that. 31 million Americans. How is that possible? America has all this food. They waste all this food. And none of that goes to our homeless people. Can you believe 31 million Americans are on the edge of hunger? That should not be. We're in the United States of America, people. How is this happening? How can we create a ripple effect? How can we get these people fed? We're busy feeding other people in other countries, and we can't even take care of our own. I'm not to say that we shouldn't take care of other people in their countries, but let's start at home here. Let's start in our backyards. Let's start feeding people here. We have to take care of these 31 million people that are on the edge of hunger. That's terrible. Now that got my blood pressure to go up, and I didn't take my anxiety medicine or any medicine today for that matter. Percent of people in a soup kitchen line who are children. 20% of our children, of America's children, are in the soup line. The soup line. Which I'm going to tell you more about that, the soup kitchen, later on. You're going to be surprised to see what I'm going to do. So, and I'm going to be doing this really soon. The number of families who are lodging nightly in city shelters in New York City alone are 6,252 people. 6,252 people in New York City. That's not saying what other states, how many other states have, and how many in other states are lodging in shelters. This is terrible. Number of children in the U.S. who live below the poverty level. 12 million children. 12 million children live below the poverty level. How can we get our children to even look at life as like happy and something to look forward to if they're hungry or if they're in need of things? 12 million children, that's terrible. That is terrible. That's heartbreaking. Then we have annual number of food stamp recipients who are children. 9,300,000. 9,300,000 on food stamps. And then we have percent of cities surveyed that identified domestic violence as a primary cause of homelessness. It's 46%. Now, I remember this because I was homeless. Not on the streets homeless, but I didn't have a home because I left my husband. And that was a very painful time in my life. That was back in 2012. And finally in 2014, I said, I've had enough. But I got out of there. It was a very, very trying time. I won't go into specifics, but it just didn't work out. And my child and I ended up homeless and on the streets. But we weren't on the streets because I had a lot of friends. I had family members to help me, so it was great. But not everybody has friends and family members to help them. Just remember that. Now, percent of adult homeless population that suffer from a severe and persistent mental illness. 22% of the people in this statistic suffer from a mental illness. And that's terrible. And I think that we should have psychologists that work with them, or that can help. Because maybe if we can treat the illness and treat the condition, maybe we can solve the problem, and there could be a solution. Percent of homeless persons who have mental illness that requires institutionalization, 6%. That's very low, but still, it's very eye-opening to see that. Okay, so the demographic makeup of the homeless population: single men, 44% of them are men, single men. Oh, hello, Jeff. I don't like you, Dixon. How are you doing? Single women, 13%. Families with children, 36%. Wow. So whole families are out there and they're homeless. That's an eye-opener. Unaccompanied minors. Now this, to me, is very, very disturbing. 7% of them are unaccompanied minors. And then we have African Americans. So this is the racial breakdown. So, and this is on a statistic. So I just want you to know that this is not something that I'm making up. This is actually a statistic. African American, it's 50%. 35% of the population that's homeless is white. 12% is Hispanic. 2% is Native. And I'm sorry, someone tried to call me during this session, so I have to go back. It's Native American 2%. Asian is 1%. So I did the breakdown, and you can actually find these sources at www.statisticbrain.com. It's STATISTIC brain.com. And you can find those statistics there. These are trending statistics, so I'm sure that this data is updated quite often. But just to give you a recap, the number of homeless people in the United States of America is 1,750,000 people. Now, what are we going to do about that? What can we do about that? Well, hello, Jeff. Yes, I'm good. Thank you for asking. What is it that we can do? I said that the ripple effect, it takes one person to create that ripple effect, so that we can share that with others. And I would like it if you can all, after you get done here, like my friend here shared the video, Carlson, thank you for sharing. If you could share this video on your wall with your friends and just let everybody know that we want to create a ripple effect to go around the globe. We want to start from here and go around the globe. I live in Whitehall, Maryland, and of course, I definitely think that every one of us, wherever we live, it doesn't matter where we live, we can create that ripple effect. I want to definitely have some of you actually come on. I want to invite you on to the show, and I think you could do that by me hitting the invite button, and then you coming on, there's like a little video that pops up or whatever. But I'm not sure. I gotta test that out. I don't know how that works, but maybe I'll get on and test it out or something someday. So the next thing I wanted to go to and wanted to talk about is the effects of poverty. So this is on APA.org. They have a rundown of the current poverty and unemployment rates for Americans. And the reason why this is so important is so that we can know what the breakdown is. I mean, this is not an updated, this is actually something back in 2012. So I probably would want to find something more updated as of 2016 or 2017. But to give you an idea, the U.S. Census Bureau data shows that the U.S. poverty rate rose to 15.1%, which is 46.2 million in 2010, and increased from 14.3%, approximately 43.6 million in 2009, and the highest level since 1993. In 2008, 13.2%, which was 39.8 million Americans, lived in relative poverty. Okay? So, in 2000, the poverty rate for individuals was 12.2%. I'm sorry, that was my friend Joy on the phone. She was trying to call me in the middle of a live broadcast. So if you guys didn't hear what I just said, I'm gonna have to call Joy back when I'm done. I don't know how many people are gonna try and call me while I'm trying to do a live broadcast, but I'll deal with it. Well, thanks. Hi, Muhammad. It is very nice to meet you, and welcome to the Ripple Effect. How nice to see you here today. I was just going on to say that in 2000, the poverty rate for individuals was 12.2%, and for our families was 9.3%. 2010, the poverty threshold or poverty line was $22,314 for a family of 4. That's poverty. That's the poverty threshold. That's as of 2010 now. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know what the poverty threshold is of today, which I'm going to find out. And of course, since I don't know, I'm going to find out, and I'm going to tell you what that is in my next broadcast. But this is just very, I'm not going to read everything that it says, but it does say the percentage of people in deep poverty was 13.5% of all blacks and 10.9% of all Hispanics, compared to 5.8% of Asians and 4.3% of whites. This again is on APA.org, so you can actually go on APA.org and you can look up this information. I'm not making this up. This is something that is actually factual. It's from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. This talks about the unemployment rate as of 2012 was 8.3%. Of course, I don't know what today's unemployment rate is, which I would like to find out, to kind of compare it. So, where is child poverty concentrated? So the U.S. Census data reveals that from 2009 to 2010, the total number of children under age 18 living in poverty increased to 16.4 million from 15.5 million. Child poverty rose from 20.7% in 2009 to 22% in 2010, and this is the highest it's ever been since 1993. Now, why do you think that is? It's the highest it's ever been since 1993. I mean, I don't really understand where or how they get their, I think they get their statistics from the Census Bureau. I pretty much, because you know how they go around to our homes and they ask us questions about how much do we make and things like that. I don't know how accurate it is. Nothing is 100% accurate, but I can tell you this is very disturbing to me, very disturbing. So this was as of 2012. So we're talking about child poverty now, and what the effects of child poverty are. So on APA.org, they're saying that the psychological research has demonstrated that living in poverty has a wide range of negative effects on our physical and mental health and well-being of our nation's children. That is so true. I mean, could you imagine the impact that you're having on a child who grows up in poverty, who knows nothing but poverty all their life? Okay, it's so hard for that child to get the best schools, the best education, living in good communities and neighborhoods and safe neighborhoods. It's so hard. Hello, Abby. Hello, James. Thank you guys for joining us. And if you joined us late, we are going over statistics. You can always go back if you want to hear about the boring statistics, but it is where it's at. We definitely have to know what we're up against with our statistics. So we have to know what we can do. And I'm really still talking. I'm still really going on and on about this homeless thing. It's got me intrigued now because I just really think that I want to help in some way with the homeless, especially with veterans and children and, well, everybody for that matter. But now we're talking about the effects of child poverty. And really, to be honest with you, there's a whole wide range of negative effects on the physical and mental health of a child. Poverty is linked with negative conditions such as substandard housing, homelessness, inadequate nutrition and food insecurity, inadequate child care, lack of access to health care, unsafe neighborhoods, and undersourced schools in school and in their neighborhoods and communities. That's terrible. Poor children and teens are also at greater risk for several negative outcomes such as poor academic achievement, school dropout, abuse and neglect, behavioral and socio-emotional problems, physical health problems, and developmental delays. These effects estimate that child poverty costs an estimated $500 billion a year to the U.S. economy, and it reduces productivity and economic output by 1.3% of the gross domestic product, GDP, raises crime and increases health expenditure, and that you can get out of Holzer et al. At 2008. These are all documented, so this is all very, this is statistics, these are This is information that I'm not making up, people. This is an eye-opener. This is something that we need to figure out as I'm so heartbroken right now. Like, this is so overwhelming. Like, just to hear all these statistics, it's just so overwhelming. And I'm going to be very positive in a moment, but think about all these statistics and what it's doing. What these people are not just statistics. They're not just statistics. They are people. They are meant to have homes. They are meant to have families. They are meant to be in love. They are meant to raise children in a safe environment. This is terrible. Terrible. And all it takes is one person to create a ripple effect around the globe to help this, to help the homeless, to help people, period. I'm not going to go on any further with these statistics because I just want you to know that I cannot sit here and sleep well at night knowing that there's another human being out there on the streets in 90-some degree weather, not having a place to sleep or eat or get something cold and refreshing. It's very hard to sleep at night. So if I must say, I have a number of people here joining me and everything. If you could possibly do something in your neck of the woods to help at least one person out and create that ripple effect, or go down to the soup kitchen and maybe go and, volunteer at the soup kitchen, volunteer at a clothing place, an establishment that gives out clothing and stuff, at a church or something like that. Something you can do, just something little. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be money involved. Just volunteering your time, going and talking to one of them and trying to figure out what their needs are, what you can do to help. One person at a time. It just takes one person at a time to do this. This is an epidemic. In the United States of America, the land of the free, we have all these homeless people walking the streets day in, day out, nowhere to go, no food, no place to live, no family, some of them. Some of them being sold into sex slavery, and our children being sold into sex slavery and prostitution and drug rings. It's terrible. This is all terrible. This is all negative. But the positive thing to all this is that we can help. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. Each and every one of us has a gift inside of us. A gift that we can use to help these people. So I'm reaching out to you now, today, to say, let's get serious about this ripple effect. Let's create this ripple effect. Let's take this ripple effect and create it and go around the globe. One person at a time. Just forward this video to everybody that you know. Make this video go viral. Make everybody realize that this is an epidemic. This is not, I'm not playing around here. There's people out there suffering. There's people out there dying from lack of nourishment, lack of sleep, crimes against them, assaults, rape. There's so many things that's going on. And here I am. I'm sitting in my cozy little place here. And I have a house. I have food. I have a roof over my head. I have a warm bed to sleep in at night. I have an air conditioning that I can turn on and get air conditioning to cool my body off. And some people out there have nothing. They have absolutely nothing to look forward to. Nothing to go home to. They have no home to go home to. They have nobody to go home to. It's so disturbing. So if you know of somebody that needs help, please help them. Hi, Thomas. Thanks for logging in and joining us today. And James and Muhammad. Hello. Thank you. And so I'm just pleading with you, please forward this around. Like, share this video on YouTube, share this on Facebook, on Instagram, on your Twitter. I mean, it may be too big to be put on Twitter or Instagram, but you can put a link there with the information of where to find a video. You can inbox to people, things like that. I'm good, thank you, Muhammad. Just do me a favor and make this go viral, because people need to know what's really going on. And tomorrow I'll have statistics for today, for 2016, 2017 statistics about the homelessness. And I'm pretty sure that it's not just 40% veterans. I'm pretty sure that's risen since then. And I'm pretty sure that there's more children out there now, and there's more people out there that don't have homes. So I would appreciate if you would just share this. And I really think that it just takes one person, just like that. Like I said, the ripple effect's like throwing a pebble into a lake or a pond, and you see that ring that expands outward from the center where the pebble was dropped into. That's what creating a ripple effect is. You create that ripple effect, because if not, if we just live one day at a time and we just go about our own lives and we do absolutely nothing, more and more people are going to die. This world is not the same world as it was back in my mother's days, in the 1950s and 40s and 30s. They may not have had much, but they were so much happier. And there wasn't people, they were taking care of their people. There was people taking care of people, actually. And now it's like everyone is out for themselves. And why? I don't know why that is. Why do we have to have so much hate in the world? I mean, I don't know. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I don't mess up every now and then. I'm not saying that I don't say, I've never said I hated someone, because I have said I hated people. And you know what? I ask for forgiveness, because you know what? I don't hate people. We're not called to hate. We're called to love one another, as God loves us. And it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, if you're Christian, if you're Buddhist. We're all the same. We're all individuals. We're all people. We all bleed the same. We all look the same on the inside. We just need to stop all the hatred. Stop all this hatred, and stop all this the killing and the murdering and of innocent people. And just, it's terrible. The terrorist attacks around the world, it's terrible. Why do we need all this? And what is it about? What is all this terrorism about? I mean, a lot of it, I think, it's a religious thing. It's religious wars. And we've been having religious wars since the beginning of religion. And it's terrible. And it should stop. I mean, people don't think, really, people just don't think. If they thought about what they're going to actually do, like if they thought about actually putting on that bomb on their children before sending them out there to get blown to pieces, what person in their right mind would do something like that? But you don't know how they are trained, how they grew up. We don't know anything about them. So are we to really judge that? No, but it still doesn't make it any less hateful. And we need love. And I'm not answering questions like that, Muhammad, on a live broadcast. Okay? You need to chill out on that, especially on a live broadcast when I'm talking about something very serious. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. This is all out of control. Like Erica says, out of control. This world has gotten so much worse within the past couple of years alone. I mean, and the people out there, I mean, they're just out for themselves. I mean, I have been places where I've seen, I gotta tell you this. I'll tell you this. It's a personal story of mine. I was at a doctor's office because, of course, y'all know that I suffer from lupus and fibromyalgia, and I have a number of things wrong with me medically. But I try not to talk about it a lot because I think that God is going to heal me in some way or another. I'm going to be healed, and I'm going to be able to make a difference in people's lives. But I went to a doctor's office in Baltimore, Maryland, and I drove an hour to go to this doctor's office. And I went in there, and just because I didn't have my card, my health insurance card, but I had my identification card, they told me it was fine if I didn't have my health insurance card. But because my identification card didn't line up and didn't have my current address on, hello Ephraim, that they wouldn't take me. I drove an hour and they still wouldn't take me. So while I was there, though, that's not even the reason why I was bringing this up. While I was there, this poor elderly woman in a wheelchair, she was in a wheelchair, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing nobody's coming out. She's trying to get out the door. She's trying to leave. She's crying, and it's like nobody really even gives a damn what's going on with her or why she's crying or anything. Everyone's so busy on their cell phones. The people in the back, I don't know what they're doing. One girl was just looking at her, just standing there, just not doing anything, not even coming out to see if she was okay. I got up and I said to the woman, I said, if I drove an hour just to help you get out the door today, to open this door for you, then that was well worth my time to drive an hour to do that. And I said, I don't know why you're crying, but I just want you to know I don't know you, but I love you and I'm praying for you. And I touched her hand. See, when you touch a human being, it's something that everyone responds to touch. She looked up at me and she started crying more. And I said, here's a tissue. I went and got her a tissue. And I said, I'm going to open this door for you now. Would you like me to help you out the rest of the way? And she said, I'm fine, thank you. And I just kind of like helped her onto the elevator and stuff. And it was like, I wonder what is wrong with these people. There was 12 people in that office. Not one of them got up. Not one of them got up to see what was wrong with this woman. She didn't tell me what was wrong, but I can only see in her eyes she was in a lot of pain. And if she had a doctor's appointment, she might have gotten some bad news or something. But nobody asked, how can they help her? What can they do for her? Nobody asked that. Not even the people behind the counter came out to offer to open the door. I've never been to a doctor's office like that before. And you know what? I never went back to. Never went back to that doctor's office. I will never go there ever again. Now I have great doctors. I go to Bel Air, Maryland, which is a really nice place, and I have my doctors there. And I don't know, maybe it's just the area. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't have to be that way. Who cares if it's Baltimore or Washington or Harrisburg or York or wherever you're at? If there is somebody that's in need, please help them. Do not sit there and do nothing. If you do nothing, it's just overlooking the problem, and the problem gets worse. And, well, before I go on any further, I have a shout out to make. I think a couple shout outs actually. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I was going to actually shout out to Steve Tillery, but I'll still shout out to him, but I won't say what he said on his post. But Laurie Soma, she's on my Facebook. And she says, I'm insanely in love with the person I've become. My kids have seen their mom work out, eat healthy most of the time, and work and help others to get healthy too. Okay? While they play, I finally feel like a great role model for them. I'm totally looking for other fearless women who want to help others get healthy while they get healthy. And I have a plan. So let's work hard to help people all year. and reward ourselves with a weeks-long vacation at the beach next year together. Want to become a girl boss. Whatever that is, Laura. I don't know what it is, Laurie, but girl boss. I'll become your girl boss. And don't be afraid of what could be amazing for you just because of what you think it is. You know, the whole point of me bringing this up, and I saw something in her when she said about helping others to get healthy too. She's one person, right? She's going to create a ripple effect of getting people healthy, helping people to get healthy. How great is that? So you go, girl. Laurie Soma, check her out on Facebook. She's my Facebook friend. She's at the beach with her kids. Oh my God, she's having so much fun. I wish I was there. I'm definitely going next year, Laurie. You can bet on that. But so I want to shout out to Steve Tillery. I'm not going to put what you said on there, but you could go to his Facebook, people, if you really want to know what was going on yesterday on his Facebook. But his name is Steve Tillery. I want to shout out to my girl Joy Yerger for being there and being there for me and helping me out in my rough time, and some other people. Don Belch, thank you for the mower. Don actually came over last night it was after 11, but he stayed till 2 a.m. in the morning with me and Nick, and he lent us the mower. So Nick was out there mowing all day long. He's not mowing anymore, but he's stopping for a while because the grass, literally, I kid you not, the grass was like 4 feet high. But so yeah, it just takes one person. And see, like, Don's helping me out with my grass, and you know, if I could return the favor to him, you know. It's just we have to help each other out, guys. Oh, thank you, Erica. I'm just gonna read what you say because I'm trying to read and talk and everything. It says, you are such a blessing. People are so into saying and doing whatever they want because of what's going on politically. Lord Jesus, help us. All we can do is share our love of God with them and pray without ceasing. The state of our country is heartbreaking. And it is so true, Erica. You are so right about that. The state of our country is heartbreaking, and I do thank you for saying that about me. And some people, and I'm not saying all people, some people are all about themselves. And I'm telling you, girlfriend, it's like this. We need to be all about each other. We need to stick together, stand up for what we believe in. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm a born again Christian. I've been born again since I was 7 years old, and I apologize for that little glitch. My friend Joy is trying to reach me by phone, but I mean, I think she knows that I'm on the live chat. I'm not sure why she's trying to reach me during live chat. But you're right. People are so into saying and doing whatever they want because of what's going on politically. That is a correct statement. I mean, let's not follow the political norm, people. I mean, we are people, first and foremost. We live in a country, free country, but it's not free. I'm just telling you that, the God's honest truth. It's not free. Your home that you think you own because you paid it off or whatever, you still pay taxes on that. At the end of every year, you still pay taxes on your home. So whatever you think this is with America, it's not free. But oh, hello, Joy. No, that's okay. I knew you probably thought I was on live. I didn't know if you knew for sure, but nice of you to join us. But I was just going over what Erica White was saying. She said that I'm such a blessing, that people are so into saying and doing whatever they want because of what's going on politically. Lord Jesus, help us. All we do is share our love of God with them and pray without ceasing. The state of our country is heartbreaking. The only reason I repeated that, Erica, is because I wanted Joy to really hear that. Because she is a Christian. She loves the Lord Jesus Christ with all her heart. She's one of my best friends. I love her to death. I just want you to know that this is just terrible, this country that we live in. You would think that the country that we live in would take care of their citizens more. I just went over those statistics with you today about the homeless people, and I'm telling you people, there's over 1 million people that are homeless in the United States of America, and that is sad. That is really sad. And out of all those people, like 40% of them are veterans, 20% of them are children. Can you believe that? That is just insane. Now, if we can just take one person. Hello, Becky, sweetie. I didn't see you there. Thanks for joining us, honey. If it just takes one person, pass this video along, please. I mean, I understand that this is long and people may not stay for the whole thing or whatever, but even if they got a few lines out of what I'm saying, it could help somebody. Pass this video along, because I truly believe that there is more that we can do as human beings for each other. We need to band together, come together, and I'm going to say that 3 times, together, 3 times, because if we are single and alone in this world, all alone, we can't possibly help we can't help, but it's very lonely to be the only person trying to do something. If you have 3 people, 3 individuals, it's harder to break that chain. So that's the power. I mean, there's power in one, but there's power in many. So we need to think about that. It takes one to create that ripple effect, but it takes many to make that ripple effect keep going and going and going and going. So when you think about when you go to bed tonight and you sleep in your bed, just thank God that you have a bed. Thank God when you go to eat that meal today. Thank God that you have a meal. Thank God for everything that you have, because if it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have it. And those people that are out there homeless today, it was 90-some degrees today. It was freaking hot out there. They didn't have anywhere to go. Those people need us. They need a group of us. They need a nation of us to get together and help them. I'm not sure how many people in the nation is homeless, but I can only wonder, in the United States of America, I said it's over 1 million people in the United States of America. But if you compacted that with homeless people from other countries on top of that too, how I can't even that doesn't even sink in to my brain. I have problems with that. I mean, I have a problem with this being the United States of America and we can't help our people, but yet we can go over and help other people in other countries. We need to start helping our people here. Yes, Erica, you're right. Together, that's it. Together. I'm going to say that 3 times. Together, together, together. Division is what's happening. When we all bleed red. Yes, she is so right. Erica, you go, girl. I love you. It's just, there's so much division in this country and around the nation, and it's killing every one of us from the inside. Because Americans don't know what to do. I'm not saying I have all the answers, because I definitely don't have all the answers. But I can say just one person. It takes one person to start that chain. And we can't break the chain, people. We can't. You absolutely have to be. You're not human if this doesn't bother you. You're not human. And I'm saying this, I mean, you might have another religion. Like I said before, I really don't care what your religion is, but we need to bond together. You could be Buddhist, you could be Muslim, you could be Christian, you could be, help me out here, Hindu. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be atheist. We are all people. We all bleed red. We should have unity. This is ridiculous. Don't let religion and politics separate you. It's terrible. Okay, so I'm going to say it. I voted for Trump. Okay, if you guys don't want to like log on anymore because I voted for Trump, then so be it. But because I voted for Trump doesn't mean you should hate me for voting for Trump. I'm saying, what is all this division? Why do we have so much division? Why does everyone have to hate somebody for their views, their different views? We should love one another as God calls us to love, as He loves us. You know, love one another as God loves us. I mean, God is the supreme authority. Like, He created this entire world that we live in. He created everything. He created you and I. He created the stars, the moon, the sun. He created everything. And He created us to have abundance. Not to be in poverty. Not to live on the streets and be homeless. It's ridiculous. So, I just want to encourage all of you who are watching this, to encourage each and every one of you to go help somebody today, tomorrow, the next day, whatever it takes. Help one person, start that chain, and just pay it forward. Just keep paying it forward. Just start that chain. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go online. I'm going to do this GoFundMe account. And what I want to do is I want to start something where donations can be sent to the GoFundMe account, so that when I go out to these places and I go to try and help people, I at least, because I can take some of my funds, but it's hard because right now I'm not doing so good myself. But I really do want to start being more proactive and being able to go out there and get out there and do things. So without funds, I can't really do that. So, but I mean, I could talk to you guys all day on here, but I would like to do something productive. I would like to go out and like to do stuff. I want to get pictures. I want to take pictures of homeless individuals. I want to do some videotaping. I want to go, and I'm going to see about going to a soup kitchen and doing some videotaping there. So any little bit of donation will help when I do the GoFundMe account. So if you all are okay with that, just let me know. I'll tell you where everything goes. I'll tell you where I'm putting the money and everything, so it'll be very transparent. But I just want you to know that I want to do something. I want to do something to help, and I want you all to help me. And you know what? If one of you all want to come with me and you want to do something for the day, you want to go out and go track down a homeless person and go out to eat with them, you're more than welcome to come with me on this mission. Erica, I don't know where you live, honey, but you could do it. Joy, we could get together and do that. Whatever it is. I mean, Eric, I don't care where you live. If you live close or whatever, I'll drive to you or whatever. If you live in another state, I'll try to get there. But anyways, I just want you to know that I love each and every one of you as God loves you too. And, if, you're not saved, it's a good time to, because times are getting tough now. And, this world is going to hell, basically. And if you're not saved, I mean, you should call on the Lord Jesus Christ and ask Him into your heart to be your Savior. Yes, Erica, I'm in Whitehall, Maryland, actually, and I wouldn't mind going to San Antonio, Texas. That would be awesome. Maybe I'll have to come out there this summer. But if you're not saved, please, by all means, accept the Lord Jesus into your heart. It's not too late to do that. It's never too late to do that. What'll be late is that if you die. If you die and you don't accept Him, that's when it'll be too late. And I don't normally get religious or political, but today I kind of broke both my rules, the religious and the political. But I promise you it's not going to be all about that. I'm all about helping people. I'm all about saving people from themselves and trying to make a difference in this world. I'm just trying to make a difference one person at a time, and if I can reach you all, that would be great. And I don't know how many of you are going to get saved by watching this broadcast, but, like I said, religion doesn't matter, because to me, we are all human. We all bleed the same. Blood is red on the inside. We're all human beings. To me, I'm not going to sit here and preach to you about religion, about what I believe. I told you, and that's the end of that. But I just thank you guys for being there for each other in these tough times, because we need to do whatever it is we need to do to make the world a better place for our children. Our children are going to suffer because as when we leave this world, our children is left behind in a world of confusion. And I am so scared for my kids and my grandkids. I'm a grandma. I have 4 grandchildren. I have 4 children. And I'm so scared for them all. You know, my one daughter, Christina, she's just starting life. She just turned 19. She lives in New York. And my other daughter, Chelsea, she has 2 stepkids and 2 children of her own. And by the way, it's my grandson's birthday today. Happy birthday, Christopher. Grandma loves you. But yeah, she has children, and I am so scared for her and for her children after I leave this world. And who knows when our time is up? You know, I don't know. I mean, we could go out tomorrow and get hit by a car. No one knows when our time is up. So only God knows when that's going to happen. But I can only say to you that love is the key. Love each other. Love one another. Love one another unconditionally. Without conditions. Meaning, don't expect anything in return. Just love each other. And don't expect anybody to do anything for you in return for what you've done for them. You know, give without feeling like you need to get something in return. There's so many people out there to keep record of everything they do for you and everything they give you. Why do we do that? Why? It's not necessary. I don't sit there and say, oh, I did this for you, or I'm keeping record. I'm going to keep a record of this. I loaned you this and whatever. I won't do that ever, you know? I've given lots of people money, and I haven't received a dime back, and I don't care to receive a dime back. It just does not matter to me. Give without expecting it in return. Of course, if you lend me money, of course I'm going to give you money back. But I'm just saying, there's people out there that need us. There's people out there that don't know where their next meal's coming from. There's people out there that don't know where they're going to sleep tonight. There's people out there that are having heat stroke right now and are being sent to the hospital. We need to pray for everyone. We need to pray for everyone and everybody. We need to pray for this world. We need to pray for our president. Instead of speaking so much hatred out against the president, you need to start praying. You need to get down on your knees and pray. That's what you need to do. Love is the key. Even if you're not a Christian, love is the key. And you know, I gotta say this. My fiance is not a Christian, but he knows what the word love means. He loves unconditionally, without conditions, and he doesn't expect anything. He doesn't expect people to give him back anything. And it's just so great to be with somebody like that. He's better than some Christians I know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Erica. I try, and I can't take credit for that. It's God that does that, and it's my mother. My mother is a very loving and kind person. She's 80 years old. She just had her first stroke, and she's well now, but I'm so thankful that I had a mother that loved me as much as, and showed me love and kindness for others and unconditional love. So I told you yesterday that I was going to talk about love and what it means to love and to define love. The only way that I can define love is to be able to feel it in your heart. And what it is it's in actions. It's not in words. Love cannot be defined by a word. It's be defined by an action. And your actions speak love. If you love someone truly, you're going to treat them with respect. You're going to respect them. You're not going to judge them. In the Bible it says, judge not lest ye be judged. We shouldn't judge people. And I said earlier about the Muslim mother who wraps their wraps their son in or daughter in like a bomb and sends them out there. You know, it's we're not to judge that mother because we don't know what she's been through. We don't know how she's been mentally tortured or what's going on. We can't, you know, I had somebody say the other day on my timeline about hating Muslims, hating this, hating that, hating the pedophiles, hating the child molesters, hating the rapists. You know, I've been raped. And I don't hate. I forgive. I forgave them. Oh, thank you. Joy, it's also partly because I make you laugh that you're such a loving person. LOL. Yes, you're awesome. Oh, hello, Kristen. How nice of you to join me, sweetie. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So we were just talking about love and what that means. Love is not a word. Love is a verb. Love is an action. So go out there, guys, and just give your heart to another human being and show them that you love them. Not just in words, but in kind deeds. You know, you could do all kinds of things. Hello, Kristen. You could do all kinds of things, and we could think of a whole lot to do. I mean, I could think of a whole lot to do. I just need the money to do it. But I'll let God worry about that, right? So, but I am going to tell you guys ahead of time, I am going to put up some kind of a fundraiser. And you're right. We were just talking about that. Love is unconditional. You can't put conditions on it. Kristen, you are so right. I was just talking about that. You can ask everybody here. I did say that. Hi, Christina, Chrissy French. How are you doing? Yeah, so we were talking about that. But let me get back to this really important thing that I want to do. I'm going to put up a... I don't know if it's a GoFundMe account. I don't know which account to do. I don't know which is better. But I'm going to put up a GoFundMe account. And it's going to be for the project, The Ripple Effect. And, like, if you guys, like, say my good friend here, Erica from Texas, wants to help me on something, what we would do is we would take out of that account her travel fees and my travel fees, and we would go do something for the Ripple Effect. That is what those monies will go towards. Oh, thank you. I am hanging in there, Christina. Thank you. I am feeling a lot better. I didn't take my anxiety medicine today, and I didn't take my pain medicine, so I am feeling a lot better. But getting back to the FundMe account, those funds are going to be transparent, and we're going to use them accordingly. If you guys donate to the GoFundMe account, what that's going to do is that's going to pay for any travels, anything that we might do for another person. I'm really tempted to do a homeless venture where we find a homeless person and raise money for that homeless person to get them a home like that one guy did, because that would be the ultimate feeling, the best feeling in the world, to help somebody else out. And so I'm really tempted to do that, but I can't do that without funds. So I'm going to put a GoFundMe account up on my page, Kelly Jo Taylor, at Kelly's Ripple Effect Facebook page. So that's where I'll put it. So you guys, if you decide that you want to like donate money into that or whatever, that would be great. And please, please, please share this video with everybody, because it's very important that we get it across that we need to love everybody in this world. Like, everyone's a human being. Everyone needs that love, and we need to share with people. We need to help people out. Like, we have over 1 million people that are homeless in the United States, and that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. I cannot tell you how that breaks my heart, and to hear that, and I just think that we should really think about what we can do. We want to come up with a plan, so I'm going to come up with some sort of plan here within the next couple of weeks to do something. I'm sure going to take Joy along with me, I think, on one of the ventures where we go and actually go have dinner with a homeless person. I'm going to take her along with me to do that. So you'll see me and Joy out there, because I don't think she'd mind doing that with me. that could be something we could really get into a deep conversation with the homeless person and find out what their needs are, and kind of do, I don't want to call it an experiment, because it's not an experiment. I'm not trying to experiment with people's lives. I hate when they put that up on YouTube. And that's the only time you'll ever hear me say hate, is because I don't like when they put up on YouTube and that it's an experiment, because it makes it sound like the person is an experiment, like they're just doing this to get reviews. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to get anything. I'm just doing it because I love people in general, and I want people to be well. So it's not an experiment. And what was the yep for, Joy? Are you saying that you'll go out with me to have dinner with a homeless person? I want to do something to work with the less fortunate children. That is my dream, to open a center for children whose parents can't afford things for them, or not having food all the time, somewhere for them to come play, have fun, eat, and be loved. Kristen, if that's your dream, I want you to go after it, girlfriend. And I'll support you in any way I possibly can. Even if we need to raise money for that, honey, we can do that. If that's your dream, we can do it. Let's get together. Let's get some dreams here, I think that's a good start. I think, less fortunate children need help, too. Our children need help. Our children are our future. Do you realize that the children that are coming out of high school today don't have the proper education that we had back in the day? I mean, the educational system in America has gone downhill. The other countries are like top. I mean, I think China and Japan and all them, they're ahead of us when it comes to education. Our educational system, because they don't pay they pay our doctors and our nurses more than they pay our teachers. And these teachers I'm sorry, I keep getting calls during this. But these teachers are teaching our children, and they're not getting paid enough. I mean, what's wrong with that picture? We have doctors and nurses that get paid more than teachers, and teachers are teaching our children to go out into the world and to provide a better world, okay? So our teachers should be paid like along the lines of a doctor, I would think, because without the teachers there would be no doctors, because they started in the school system. So our teachers need to be paid like they're a doctor. Do you get that at all? And Kristen says, I know too many children who suffer because their parents can't provide for them. I just want some children to know they are loved and do have somewhere to go to get away from the stress at home. Have a nice meal. I grew up less fortunate and didn't have anywhere to go, so I really want to do something like this, and I definitely will. You know what, Kristen? That's a great thing. I mean, and like I said, we can work on that together. We can help raise money for that, whatever we need to do. I will be there to help you. I will support you in any manner that I can. That's awesome, Kristen. I'm so glad to hear that. I am so glad to hear that. Hi, Christopher. So glad to see you on here today. So, does anybody get anything out of this broadcast today? And Erica, oh, okay, absolutely. I have a close friend who is a teacher, and it's sad to see them without school supplies, etc. It is. It's very sad. And you know what? If I see that, if we get this fund together and we see that there's a need for school supplies somewhere in a school, then we will give them school supplies. And again, we can help Kristen with her dream here. Kristen says, knowing that I can help children, give them a place to go to escape hardships in life, I'm going for a grant to open a building, have a business plan going. That's great. I am so happy for you, Kristen. You're one of those true beauty people. You have a true heart. You have a true heart, a loving heart, and you love people unconditionally, and that's what I like about you, girlfriend. And I'm still hoping that you come see me this weekend. So, yeah, I mean, does everyone think that this is actually going to do something, or do you think I'm just wasting my time getting on here and talking to a screen with people? I mean, do you really think that I'm I'm onto something, that we should be working together to help people, because I really want to do something. I really want to get up out of here and do something that's going to make an impression. Awesome. I hope to see you Saturday, Kristen. Yeah, I mean, I really want to make an impression. So if you guys think that this is a wonderful thing, let's keep this up. I'm going to be on here every day of the week. So you guys don't have to log on every day of the week, but you can also see the recordings, so you can kind of keep up with everything that I'm saying and doing. If you guys need anything, and like I put this out to you before, if you need me to come and help you with anything, just let me know. And I will help you in any way that I can. And Erica says, I bought them boxes of supplies and it felt amazing to help out. It does, doesn't it, Erica? It feels absolutely amazing to help another person out, or to help a project out, or a school out, or someone that needs your help. It feels absolutely amazing. And you know what? You're a very kind person. You have a very good heart, Erica. And I love you, girlfriend. And just remember, keep it up. You and Kristen and Joy, everyone is actually coming on board here and looking and viewing this. You guys we're all in the same, it's kind of like we are all together in unity. Like we know what needs to be done. We just need to start doing things that could help. And if we could all just bond together and help each other. You know, if you're not friends with Joy on Facebook, guys, try to like hit up Joy and be her friend. Joy Yerger is her name. She's one of my best friends. Kristen Sofo's here. You know, get to know her. You know, everyone just kind of bond together and look for each other on Facebook, and you know, and talk to each other and just have a conversation and say, how are you doing today? Just pray for one another and just make sure everyone's doing okay, because I would not want to see any of you hurt in any way, shape, or form, because I truly do love all of you, and I want you all to be well. And like I said, I have almost 5,000 people on my Facebook. I'm not sure how many people are going to view this today. I know that it seems like I'm rambling on, but I'm also getting you guys to speak to me, and it feels so much better to have you guys speak to me here. Christopher Smith said, it is a good idea. Thank you so much for answering me, Christopher, because you know what? I feel sometimes down, and I get depressed at times, and I don't know if what I'm doing is good. Sometimes you just need to hear it. Sometimes you just need to hear that you're doing good, and this is what you should be doing, because I've always tried to figure out what my life compass is. Where am I supposed to be? What does God want me here for? What's my purpose? Well, now I think I found my purpose. I want to create that ripple effect that goes around the world. I want everyone to know that they're loved. Everyone to know that at least one person cares for them in this world. And I do care for them. I don't care what your past is. Your past means nothing. It's what you're doing right now. You know, I have many friends that went through a lot of things, you know, and things that they've done that they regretted and stuff. I had an uncle that spent time in jail, 25 years, for a crime he never committed. And I guess it was just a case of being there at the wrong time in the wrong place. But it's terrible, you know, when you think of 25 years of his life was stripped away from him in a heartbeat. And there's nothing he can do to get those 25 years back. It's horrible, you know. I want to say to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And I hope your weekend goes well. I have some good news today. But I don't really want to share the good news here because it's kind of personal. But I wasn't okay there for a while. And now I think I'm going to be okay, at least for now. Until things start, you know, coming around, and I'm just still trying to figure out what it is I'm going to do, because I have so many medical issues, and I'm just trying to deal with these medical issues. I'm still trying to get that surgery As you all know, I don't think I told you guys, but I'm going to tell you now. I'm still trying to get a surgery for a mesh that was put in me in 2012. And the mesh is actually killing me, and I need to get the surgery as soon as possible. But I can't get the surgery because no one in PA, at the time when I went for surgery in PA to try and get it, would help me. Apparently it's something with my insurance, and so they won't help me. And now I'm in Maryland. Now I'm trying to get I'm trying to get somebody else to do the surgery to get this thing out of me. I am in a lawsuit, but it's taken too long. I mean, it's been over 5 years now, and I've had this mesh in me since 2012, and I had the majority of it removed, but I still need a little bit of it removed yet. So I am dealing with issues like that, and I believe a lot of my pain is from that, and a lot of my problems and my issues that I have with the lupus and the fibromyalgia is from that. And people laugh at me and say, oh, that didn't create the lupus. Well, you know what? You don't know. That's toxins in your body. That's a foreign object in your body, and it creates toxins. So, like I said, there are people in this world that need things. I need that. But I'm still willing, even in what I'm going through, I'm still willing to help something. So don't let something that's going on with you personally defeat your purpose and what your purpose is for this world, to help other people, to help people in need. Because we can't let those things get in the middle of that. We can't let those things keep us from doing what we need to do. And so if you ever feel like you're down, I mean, this is part of the reason why a lot of times I'm depressed, because a lot of the stuff that I have going on with me has came from this one thing that I allowed a doctor to do, and that is put this mesh in. And if any of you women are out there and they say something to you about bladder incontinence and they want to put a mesh in you, say absolutely, positively not. Go for the bladder therapy. Get like pigskin put in you to hold that up. Don't ask for the mesh. Don't get the mesh. They put this mesh in me, and it's ridiculous. It's killed women, and it's killing me. And so I just want you all to know that even though I'm going through this and I'm suffering, doesn't mean I want anybody else to suffer from this. So I want you all to know that as well. I want to create that ripple effect within that too, within the medical community, for the women to know, and the men, because there's men that have hernias and have this stuff put in them. Do not get a mesh for a hernia, for bladder incontinence, or whatever it is. Do not get it. So I want to create that ripple effect, because I want that to go out into the world, and I want people to know that this stuff is dangerous. Thank you so much for keeping me in your prayers. And yes, my strength is from God. I will say that is from God. But you guys actually strengthen me every day when I come on here. I love you, all of you guys. You guys are so wonderful. And one of my other good friends, Amy Simpson, just joined us. Thank you, Amy, for joining us. Love you, sister. I just want you all to know that we can create this ripple effect. We can get things going. So in the next few days, I'm going to set up a fund for the ripple effect, and it's going to be for people that are less fortunate, the people that we can go help. Like I said, I'm going to go out into the homeless community, and I want to start getting some homeless people together and start helping them through some of their problems to see if we can get them off the street. Hi, yeah, Amy, I was just talking about this thing, and just to kind of recap real quick, we were going over statistics and everything about the homeless, and about 40% of our homeless are veterans, 20% of them are children. There's over 1 million people that are homeless in the United States of America, and that, to me, that just breaks my heart, and it just makes me want to do something. And I'm trying to encourage everyone from everywhere to do what they can in their own area, wherever they're from, to help out those homeless people. And I mean, sure, it's not just the homeless people. There's so many other so many other things going on in this world, but we need to attack that. There shouldn't be nobody in the United States of America homeless. And you're right, it is a real issue, Amy. And I want to try to do something about it, create a ripple effect that goes around the world. And I have my lovely girl here, Erica White. She's going to help us. I have Joy Yerger. She's going to help us. I'm sure Christopher and Kristen and everybody that's on here is going to help create that ripple effect. And all I need for you guys to do is just forward this video to your friends, whether it be in messages or whether it be just sharing it on your wall or what have you. I need you to forward it, to share it, do what you can, because we want to create this ripple effect. And as I'm going out there and doing stuff within the next few weeks, I'm going to be live on camera talking to the homeless. I want to go to the soup kitchen and I want to videotape, and I want to see if I can get somebody there to interview, to see what they see, what their outlook is on the situation, because they're in it. They're right there in the midst of all of it. They're the ones seeing them on a daily basis in the soup kitchen, and also at the places, you know, I think Harrisburg has them, and Lancaster and York, but the places where they go to sleep, the rescue missions and things like that. I want to go to the missions to find out firsthand what they're experiencing, and if there's any needs at the missions that they can do to help with these homeless people, because I'm sure that they have needs too, because they're trying to provide a place for these homeless people. So if there's anything that you guys can do or donate to this fund, please do so. I'm going to put the fund up. It's going to be done probably either by tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to put that fund up. You guys, if you want to donate, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too, because I'll be using my own money as well. And but everything is going to be transparent, and everyone is going to know what's going on with the money at all times. I'm going to have it listed and everything. Care packages is a great idea. Packages like soap, toothpaste, blankets, etc. Exactly. Snacks. That's great, Amy. That's great. And you know what? If you all want to get some care, if you all live wherever you live in your area, if you have a mission, just take some care packages down there, you know. I know in this area where I am, I got to find the mission. I live in Whitehall, Maryland, so I'm not really certain. I think I live closer to York to do something through York, PA. But I'd like to do something in the state of Maryland. Since I kind of live on the line of Maryland and PA, I'd like to do something in both of those states. But absolutely, Amy, it is a real issue. And if we could do care packages, that would be great too. You know, everything, it starts with one person. One person can do it, you know, and it can accelerate from there. It is like, well, like I said, the ripple effect takes one person, and then another person helps another person, and that person helps another person. It can go on and on and on like a domino effect. We need to do that. We need to make this urgent, because there's over 1 million people that are homeless in the United States of America. Over 1 million. 40% of them are veteran. 20% of them are children. It's and 22% or 27% are women, children, or families that are homeless. And you know, the one time that I did experience homelessness was the time when I left my ex-husband. I left him in 2012, and I experienced homelessness for the first time. I've never been homeless, and that when I experienced it, it wasn't a very good feeling. And of course, I had other people that helped me, and I had family members and I had friends, and thank God for my family and my friends. Thank God for Amy being there for me and having our girly night at my new townhouse when I first got back from being homeless. It felt so good just to have a place to sit there and just hang out with your friends and stuff. It just felt so good. And you know, I appreciate now more than ever what it means to be, I know what it means to be there, and so I know what it means to I just know what it means to be homeless and to be out there and not have anywhere to go. And then, well, of course, I did have good friends and I did have good family. And Amy, you're right. Amy says, I hate to say it, but I think it's done by our government on purpose. People have dogs on the street, dog food. it is terrible. It is terrible. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that, Amy, because our our government could solve the homeless epidemic, period. We don't have to have all these people out there with no homes. I think that I've read somewhere that they're trying to get psychologists to help out with the homeless epidemic because they think that if psychologists can talk to these people and get to the root of their issues and fix the issues, which I think is a good idea and a good way of doing that. If you fix their issues, if you fix the root of the problem, then you can fix what's going on in their life, and there could be you could find a solution to their problem. And I think that's good, but it's just, it's not happening fast enough, really, people. There's people out there today, and I mean, it is hot out there. It's hot as hell out there. I was actually going to have the live show outside in the backyard, but I'm thinking, oh no, I have a fan in here and I'm still hot. I can't imagine what it is out there. So, but I am so thankful for this fan. I am so thankful for the air conditioning in my bedroom. No, it's not central air, and yes, I live in a farmhouse with lots of snakes, but I have a house, and I'm not homeless. And so we have to be grateful for what we do have, and we have to thank God for what we do have. But other people do not have that. And this is just an epidemic, so we need to see what we can do. But I want to thank everyone. You guys are great, and I just want to thank everyone for stopping by today. I'm getting a little tired. I need to go get something to eat. But just remember this. Just remember to love your neighbor, okay? And also to do for others, because God wants us to do for people. And to send, to raise our children to want to do for others as well. To raise our children with love, to love one another, to love each other, to be kind, to share with people a helping hand when they need it. Because you guys are great. I mean, you guys have wonderful, kind hearts, and you're loving. And I can see that with every one of you. And, I have a small circle of friends, and I keep it small because I want my friends, the friends that I have, I want them to have the same passion that I have for people and for humanity, and I want them to love each other. And so, thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. And I did say I was going to talk about love and what it means to love, and this is what it is. It's not easy to love someone that is not lovable. And when I say that, there's a lot of hateful people out there, but we have to love them anyways. We have to love them even though they're hateful to us. So just keep that in mind, because it just takes one person to break down that barrier that they're putting up. They're putting up something to keep us out, but we can break it down with love. Love can bring down all the barriers. Love can knit everyone together and unite everyone. Love can actually feed people. And when I say that, I mean because we can make sure that we supply the needs for others, because the key is to love. If you hate people, you're not going to want to help them. So if you love people, you're going to want to help them. So I appreciate all of you for being here. If you weren't here for the whole thing, I encourage you, if you have time later on, just to go back through it, because the statistics kind of opened my eyes, and that's why I'm so hell-bent on trying to help these people. I mean, it's not just the ripple effect's not just going to be about the homeless people. It's not just going to be about it's not going to be about any one topic. It's about a lot of different topics. But I chose this topic because I know what it's like. I have friends that have been homeless. I've seen what it's done to people, good people, and our veterans, which really upsets me because I'm a veteran myself, are out on the streets, and they fought for our freedom, the freedoms that we have, that we can walk down the street, that we can go to a grocery store and get some food, we can go where we want and do what we want, we can play the music that we want. We're not bound by anything. But yet we have the people that fought for that freedom without a home. So with that being said, I just want to leave on that note. And I just want to say that I love each and every one of you. And I hope that this video has done something to touch your heart. And I hope that you can share this with all your friends. And please pay attention to my posts within the next couple of days, because I'm going to post something up about the Fund Me account. And whatever you can do to help with this initiative of the ripple effect, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. And I pray that all of you, whatever your needs are, that they're met. And that God gives you the strength to carry on every day throughout your entire life. Have a good day. God bless. And before I go, Erica has something. The government failed us. They want to keep their money in their pockets and HV $1,000 dinners. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head because I could have been homeless. But God, this is awareness. We can all make a difference. I'm going to post this to my Facebook page and contribute in my art. And I love you in Christ. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. God bless all of you. You have a wonderful evening now. Until tomorrow, I'll see you then. Remember, this is Kelly with The Ripple Effect, and it takes one person. Are you that one person? Take care.